Spiritual warfare, we've already got the victory. We've already got the victory. Oh, my God is here. Amen. I thank God because we already got the victory. Amen. Amen. But I want to go a different direction on this morning. Amen. I'm going to go a different direction on this morning. Amen. I was sitting there and I was trying to hear from God and try to get a word for the people of God on this morning. And God carried me a whole nother way. Amen. So I have to be obedient to the word of God and give you what thus saith the Lord. So if you go with me to the book of 1 Samuel. Amen. If you don't know where the book of 1 Samuel is, amen, it's in the Old Testament. You need to meet us here for Bible study, amen, on Tuesday nights at 7 p.m., amen. We thank God. We thank God for everybody in the building, the other Sims, Minister Angel, amen, and Deacon Mickey, First Lady Sarah, amen, and my babies, they are out, amen. My oldest one is sick, and she is home with the oldest one, amen. So pray for the Eggleston family, amen. The book of 1 Samuel, the 15th chapter, amen. 1 Samuel, the 15th chapter, amen. We're going to be doing a lot of reading on this morning, and we're also going to be moving around just a little bit. I'll be reading from the King James Version for you here. Samuel also said unto Saul, the Lord sent me to anoint thee to be king over his people, over Israel. Now therefore hearken thou unto the voice of the words of the Lord. Thus said the Lord of hosts, I remember that which Amalek did to Israel, how he laid wait for them in the way when he came up from Egypt. Now go and smite Amalek, and utterly destroy all that they have, and spare them not, but slay both man and woman, infant and suckling, oxen, sheep, camel, and ass. And Saul gathered the people together and numbered them, telling him 200,000 footmen and 10,000 men of Judah. And Saul came to the city of Amalek and laid wait in the valley. And Saul said to the Kenites, go depart, get you down from among the Amalekites, lest I destroy you with them. For you showed kindness to all the children of Israel when they came up out of Egypt. So the Kenites departed among the Amalekites. And Saul smote the Amalekites from Havilah until thou comest to Shur, that is over against Egypt. And he took Agag, the king of the Amalekites, alive, and utterly destroyed all the people with the edge of the sword. But Saul, and the people spared Agag, and the best of the sheep, and of the oxen, and of the fatlings, and the lambs, and all that was good, and would not utterly destroy them, but everything that was vile and refused, that they destroyed utterly. Then came the word of the Lord unto Samuel, saying, it repented me that I have set up Saul to be king, for he has turned back from the following me, and had not performed my commandments. And he grieved Samuel, and he cried unto the Lord all night. And when Samuel rose early to meet Saul in the morning, it was told Samuel, saying, Saul came to Carmel, and behold, he set up a place, and is gone about and passed on and gone down to Gilgal. And Samuel came to Saul, and Saul said unto him, blessed be thou of the Lord. I have performed the commandments of the Lord. And Samuel said, what meaning this bleating of the sheep in my ears, and the lowing of the oxen which I hear? And Saul said, they have brought them from the Amalekites, for the people spared the best of the sheep and of the oxen to sacrifice unto the Lord thy God, and the rest we have utterly destroyed. Then Samuel said to Saul, stay, and I will let thee tell thee what the Lord hath said to me this night. And he said to him, say on, say on, say on. And Samuel said, when thou was little in thine own sight, wast thou not made the head of the tribes of Israel? And the Lord anointed thee king over Israel. And the Lord sent thee on a journey and said, go and utterly destroy the sinners, the Amalekites, and fight against them until they be consumed. Wherefore then thou dost not obey the voice of the Lord, but didst fly upon the spoil, and is evil in the sight of the Lord. 22nd verse. And Samuel said, hath the Lord has great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices, as in the obeying of the voice of the Lord. Behold, to obey is better than sacrifice, and to hearken than the fat of the rams. For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry. Because thou hast rejected the word of the Lord, he hath also rejected thee from being king. You may be seated in the presence of the Lord. Amen. If I can use just for a brief topic on this morning, amen, it would be you have won the fight, but you lost the battle. You won the fight, but you lost the battle. Oh my God, my God, my God. Let me say it again. You won the fight, but you lost the battle. Let us pray. Father God, in the name of Jesus, Lord, we thank you for who you are, God. We thank you for the leading of your Spirit. We thank you for the power of the Holy Ghost, God. We thank you for what you've already done in this place, God. We thank you for the eyes, the ears, and the tongue of the learned, oh God. God, we thank you for every person that's watching online. We pray that you bless them mightily, oh God. God, I pray, oh God, now you give me a fresh anointing, oh God, that you'll be able to teach, oh God, your people what thus saith you at this hour. God, we love you. We thank you that we need you. We honor you in this house. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. 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 I think it's very apparent that I present you with a very familiar fable. Amen. I remember growing up in school that we read a particular book, amen, a nursery rhyme, if you will, and it was titled Jack and the Beanstalk. Amen. And when you begin to really study that particular story, you will understand that there was a young man by the name of Jack. And his mother sent Jack out. Amen. She sent him out to go sell the last bit of what they own, sell all their assets off in order to be able to come home with food enough to eat. Amen. She trusted Jack. Amen. She trusted Jack to go into town, go on this journey, and do what she asked him to do. Amen. In other words, what she did for Jack was she gave him expectations. Jack went out into the town, Sister Michelle, and when he went out into the town, he met a man. And the man actually was able to trick him, if you will, to take the assets, the horses, and everything else that Jack was supposed to sell, and swindle him in order to give him what they call magical beans. Jack now excited because the woman has told him that the beans that he has is magical. He's excited because he believes that his mother is going to be excited. But when he gets back to where his mother is, he presents the beans to his mother, and his mother gets upset because Jack failed to follow through with the expectations that she gave to him before he left. Well, now that brings me to the context of the text now, because when you begin to look at this particular story, you will understand that it is grounded in expectations. I think it's very apparent now because, I tell everyone here at New Life that it's hard to hold somebody accountable for something when you didn't set realistic expectations. So when you begin to look at the context of the text, you'll find out there's a man by the prophet Samuel who got his call to be his man of God, to go down and speak unto Saul. And when he gets down, when Samuel is sent by God, he goes to Saul and he tells Saul, God told me to tell you, watch this, setting expectations. God is telling me, Saul, to tell you that you need to go down to where Gilgal is and kill the Amalekites. Well, somebody would ask the question from a historical context, why would God send another king down to kill the Amalekites? Well, your mind has to go back because the Amalekites was the very first enemy of Israel. And they took captive the people of God and they ultimately destroyed them. But you will come to find out that when God sent his own men after the Amalekites, they slew all the Amalekites, but Amalek, the king at the time, got away. And God swore to his people that he would kill and wipe off the Amalekites from the face of the earth. So that is the reason now why Samuel has been sent by God to tell Saul, go down and kill the Amalekites. So now Saul now has expectations not from man but from God. Y'all not going to help me in here. He has expectations that have been sent by God. Well, I got a problem with the church now because God has given us expectations to follow and we have not followed them in accordance with the will of God. I think I'm about to talk to myself. God has given the church expectations in which we are to abide by. But we have failed to abide by the expectations. Notice that I prefaced the conversation by saying the expectation came from God, not by man. Too many people are getting caught up about what man is saying and what not God is saying. Y'all not going to help me. We rather listen to what a man or what a woman is saying rather than listening to the expectations of God. But I'm so glad that God is not like some of us, because you may set some expectations for me and they may not be clear. You may set some expectations for me in which you're trying to benefit off of what you want me to do. You may set some expectations for me that may not give God the glory. But I'm so glad that when God speaks to me, whether he speaks to me from the voice of the prophet or whether he speaks to my spirit solely, amen, I'm so glad that God's expectations are clear and he gives me the intent of what he wants me to do. Y'all not going to help me here. Some of us are following what some other people have told us to do for years and years ago, but yet still we have not reached the destination that they said that we were going to walk in. Well, I dare you to go back and ask God for clarification, because was it man that set the expectations on your life, or was it God? Oh my God. Now watch this. So the Bible now tells me that Saul listens to the prophet. He listens to the prophet, amen. We're going to come back to that. I'm going to teach next month, amen. We're going to talk about the church and how it's supposed to be set up. But the prophet guides, the prophet directs. That's what the prophet does. So Samuel is directing Saul, go down to Gilgal and slay the Amalekites. But then this is what God tells Saul to do. He says, when you get to what the Amalekites act, what does he tell him to do? He says, I want you to kill every man, every woman, every baby, every suckling child, every ox, and every sheep. Why? Because you got to remember the commandment was to wipe everything from the Amalekites off the face of the earth. Everybody always wants to talk about how God is love, but you got to understand that God is a God of wrath as well. You don't want to cross God. Y'all not going to help me in here. You can't do anything you want to the people of God and expect God not. See, some of us are fighting battles, and we're in fights right now that God said, you ain't got to worry about the fight, baby, because the fight belongs to me. The battle is not yours, but it is mine. I'm talking about you may have won the fight, but you still lost the battle. Now, let me fast forward just a little bit now, Mickey. Now, Saul gathers his men, and they go down, all the way down to Gilgal. And when they get there, they meet some other people called the Kenites. And when you get there, he tells the Kenites that are encompassed, or they are interacting with the Amalekites. He said, listen, I'm going to tell you one thing, I'm going to tell you once. I need for you to get away and get away as quickly as possible, because I'm getting ready to lay seize and hold on the Amalekites. Well, aren't you glad that sometimes when you're in the midst of bad company and God is getting ready to wreak havoc, he speaks to you and gives you enough time to go away from escape. Y'all not going to help me here. That's why the Bible declares he always makes a way of escape. So if you are good to the people of God, God will be good to you. If you learn how to bless God and give God the fruits of your lips when you have the ability to, then God is going to honor you. God is not going to allow anything to sneak upon his people. Amen. Can I fast forward? Can I move just a little bit further now? Now he tells the Kenites, I need you to move. And they move quickly. They move quickly because they understand the wrath of God is coming. Saul comes down and he slays everything that is in front of him. He slays everything that is in front of him, every man, every woman, every child, every ox, and every sheep. He slays everything. Apparently, he slays everything. The Bible declares to us that when he caught the king Agag, he caught the king, and what happened? He allowed the king to live. The people that were with him decided and told King Saul, we want to keep the best of everything that King Ahab had. We want to keep the best ox, we want to keep the best sheep. We want to keep everything that appears to be good. Ooh. Now watch this. When King Saul made the decision not to kill Agag and allow the people that were with him to keep the best of what they thought was good, they sinned against God. You may have won the fight, but you lost the battle. In other words,
My Lord.
he killed all or most of the Amalekites. Well, he did. He slew all of the Amalekites. He slew all of the Amalekites. He won that fight.
Yeah.
But he still lost the battle. Well, let me help you to understand where I'm getting ready to come from. You got to understand that when God gives you an expectation, God gives you the expectation because there is a purpose behind what he is telling you to do.
Amen.
Now what happens is this, watch this. In the story now, Saul only killed half of what he was supposed to do. He only did half of the job that he was assigned to. Let me go back. He was only did half of what God had assigned him to do. Pastor, what's that got to do with me? Some of us are only giving God half of some of us are only giving God half of what he's asked us to do. Some of us have only gone half of the way in the assignments that he has given us because we believe God is going to be pleased with at least half of what we want to give to him. Now watch this. Now let me come another direction now. I'm getting ready to come down y'all street real quick. Now when God sees what Saul has done, God sends word back to the prophet Samuel. Saul has not fulfilled the assignment that I gave to him. Now I can understand Prophet Samuel now, because Prophet Samuel is the one that anointed Saul to be king. He's trying to figure out in his mind, God, why are you upset? And then God begins to tell him exactly what has happened. Now I thank God for the prophet, the man of God, because Samuel now goes into prayer. He goes into intercessory prayer because he's now praying for King Saul. Because he understands anytime you make God mad, the only thing that sometimes calms God down is just to go to his prayer. I wish I had somebody that was praying with me right now. And so even Prophet Samuel now, he goes into prayer because he's trying to intervene from the wrath of God that's getting ready to hit Saul and Saul's house. But then when he wakes up early in the morning, he says, now I need you to go back down and have a conversation with old King Saul. Now watch this. When he gets down to where King Saul, I think it's very apparent. I wish I was there. Oh, well, let me journey there in my mind. I see now Prophet Samuel standing in front of Saul. And Saul now begins to say, oh my God, I have done everything God has asked me to do. Now Prophet Samuel is sitting over here, and this is what he says. You're telling me that you have fulfilled the assignment that God told you to go and do. But yet in my ear, I hear the sounds of the bleeding, y'all not going to hear me, the bleeding sheep. But did not God tell you to destroy everything? Well, I have destroyed the Amalekites. But what God is saying to you, Saul, you did not do what he told you to do because you allowed King Agag to live. Now what are you saying, Pastor? Some of you were supposed to slay some of the giants in your life, and you refused to slay them because you desired to take what they had and make it yours. Y'all not going to help me in here. God told you to slay some of the things in your life, but you refused to kill some. Y'all not going to help me in here. The things that seem to appear so hard to you, and when God said you only fulfill half of what I asked you to do. Let me go a little bit further now. Now Saul knows that he's between a rock and a hard place. But this is what Saul does now. Saul reasons with himself. He's trying to figure out, why is God so upset with me? Did not I slay the Amalekites? And now Brother Saul is in what I call self-denial. Many of us are in the midst of self-denial because we understand the things that we are going through now are not caused by the devil, but God is allowing some things to get ready to hit your house. And it's been because you fell into disobedience. It's better to obey than to sacrifice. You may win the fight, but you still lost the battle. Y'all mind if I go a little bit deeper now? Can I go a little bit deeper now? Now, Brother Saul is in a position now where he doesn't understand what's happening to him. Now watch this. The prophet Samuel is continuing to have the conversation with him. He tells Saul, because of your disobedience, this day thou hast lost thy kingdom. The reason that many of us have lost some very good things that God has blessed us with is because of our disobedience. The Bible clearly declares in this particular particular part of the scripture, that anytime you choose to be disobedient to God, it's just as the sin of rebellion. And anytime you kick against God, it's not kicking against people. Anytime you kick against God, it's not like you just run over people all the time. You cannot kick against God. I'm reminded that the Bible says, even the Apostle Paul, when Jesus stopped him on the way to Damascus, he says, why do you kick so hard against the goats? In other words, you may kick against people, you may hold other people back, but you can't hold me back, because I am the Lord thy God. There is nothing that you can do that I cannot see. There's no place that you can run and hide that I cannot see. But when God makes it apparent as to what your issues are, you got to stand. Y'all not going to help me here. You got to stand trial and act.
Yes. Amen.
You got to answer for your issues. Now, the only thing that I would tell the people of God now is that disobedience tells on you. Woo, let me say that again. Disobedience will tell on you. How do you know? Well, the Bible tells me that even the prophet Samuel heard the bleating sheep. He heard it in his ears. In other words, Samuel didn't have to go and ask somebody else what Saul did, but he heard it with his very ears. He didn't have to ask nobody else what they seen that Saul committed sin against God. He was able to see it with his own eyes. In other words, you may have won the fight, but you still lost the battle. Pastor, I keep hearing you talk about winning the fight and losing the battle, but it appears that they still won the battle. No, that's not the battle, because the real battle was the battle against Saul's ego and his willingness to choose to be obedient to God. Ooh, help me in here, Holy Ghost. Now, there's a unique difference now, because a lot of times we have to make the decision, we have to make the choice of whether we're going to choose to be obedient. That's why I'm so glad God gave me the ability to choose, because he did not give me the ability to choose that he could manipulate my thoughts, and then I would not have free will. Now, watch this. King Saul is King Saul. Saul can do whatever he wants to do when he wants to do it. But he made the decision to spare the enemy. The reason you got so much help in your life is because when God told you to slay your enemy, you chose to allow your enemy to live. And the reason you did that is because you leaned to your own understanding and thought that you were doing the right thing. You got to understand that it's not about what you think. It's not about what your understanding, but it's all about what God says.
Yes.
Now the question is, will you choose to listen to your own intellect? Or will you choose to follow your own emotional feelings? Or will you follow the voice of God? Now clearly indicated in the context of the text, Saul made a mistake, because he now had to deal with his own ego. Anytime you put yourself in a place where you can make all the decisions all by yourself and think that you can get away with anything just because you got a title attached to your name, maybe you got another thing coming. Listen, I'm speaking to my ministry partners now. We can't just do anything that we want to and don't think God ain't gonna help me in here. Everybody that breaks the word of life, we all got an answer. Many of us are going through trials and struggles in our life, and it's because of our own disobedience. We chose to do what we wanted to do. We chose to follow our own ego instead of the very assignment that God has placed on our life. You will never get to where God wants you to be walking in disobedience. You can't get things from God walking in disobedience. Why in the world do you continue to walk in disobedience and say God is still blessing me? God doesn't bless mess. In other words, you and I got to get ourselves together, and we got to move from the place that we are in now to the place where God is calling us. The only way for us to get there is to follow the voice of the Lord. But somebody says, I don't know what the voice of the Lord sounds like. Well, if you shut up sometime and find yourself in a secret place, you can hear what God is saying. God is always speaking, but the question is, are you always listening? Now, the point of the matter is this. Many of y'all just want God to open up the windows of heaven and speak down to you with an all deep voice. God ain't going to always do that to you. You got to be reminded of what the man of God was in the cave. And the Bible says he wasn't in the fire, he wasn't in the windstorm, but he came through in a still small voice. I don't care how God speaks to you. The question is, are you willing to listen? I feel something pushing me now. Now Saul is having to confront Samuel now. He doesn't know what to say and what not to say. But this is what the Bible tells me that what happens. Samuel tells him, you've lost your kingdom. Can you imagine in the back of your mind what salt is stinking. God raised me up from a boy. God raised me up. I was a young man and God made me king. I fought many of battles and God allowed me to win them. I got more gold than anybody else around. I got more things than anybody else could ever desire. And now, for just one mistake that I made, I'm getting ready to lose everything. I'm getting ready to lose my kingdom. I'm getting ready to lose my inheritance. Why? Because I chose to walk in disobedience. Pastor, what does that got to do with me? I come to share a warning today. Stop walking in disobedience, or you may lose everything you have because of just one bad decision. Y'all not going to help me here. Sometimes it's not multiple bad decisions. Sometimes the severity of one issue can cause you to miss your blessing or cause God to retract his blessing. Well, somebody said, well, when God gives me something, God won't take it away. Now watch this. When you look in the context of the text, the Bible said God told Samuel, I repented that I even allowed Saul to be king. You can't tell me that the decision sometimes that God makes, he doesn't repent from them. Now watch this. Now repentance is a little bit different from the context of the text, because when you and I came to the Lord and we repented of our sins, we came back in godly sorrow and told God, I'm sorry for the life that I have lived. I'm sorry for denying you, but now I've come into the knowledge of who you are, and I want you to forgive me of all of my sins so that I can move forward into the things of God. Now the repentance now is uniquely different now, because when you study the text, you realize God wasn't just saying, I'm just sorry that I allowed him to be king, because at the end of the day, God did not elect Saul to be king. Woo, let me help you now. Let me help you real quick. God didn't elect Saul to be king. Can I go a little bit deeper now? It was the people that wanted the king. It was the people that elected Saul to be king. But baby, you got to be careful when people start praising you, when people start patting on you on your back, when people tell you how good you look, when people tell how wonderfully you smell, how classy you are. You got to be careful, because the same people that push you up are going to be the same people that'll catch you when you come down. Now watch this now. What the word of God tells me is that God repented that he had ever allowed allow Saul to be king. What was God saying? God was saying this: I should have went ahead and made the decision for him. I should not have given them the ability to choose. I don't want to be in that place when God repents that he put me in this place of leadership. I don't want to be in a place where I repent for what God is calling me to do. I don't want to be in a place where I walk away from the very things God has called me to do. I don't want to be in a place where I lose my anointing because of the decisions that I'm in. I don't want to be in a place where God takes the anointing off the gift. Now you got to understand, many of us in here are very gifted, but the difference in being really gifted, you have to have the anointing on your life. That's why people can sing, they can sing the house down, amen, but nobody is being delivered. If you can take somebody that really don't have a strong voice, and they have the anointing of God on their life, so when they open up their mouth, the windows of heaven will open, and the Spirit of God will fall. Why? Because there is an anointing on their life. Well, church, I got a problem with the contemporary church. We're talking about how much we want God, but don't nobody want the very power of what God has. You're talking about you want more, but you ain't willing to put yourself in a position to get more from God. Many of us look just like Moses. God is showing us his superb power. God is showing us what he is calling us to. But all we want to do is take a quick peek at it, but we don't want to move to where it is, because it requires sacrifice and determination. Don't come to church no more and say, I want more of God, and you sit here with your arms folded. Don't come into the house of God and say that you love God with all your heart, and you don't have the audacity to put your hands together and give God praise. Don't come in here no more and say that you want more of God when you ain't been at home praying and fasting. Don't come in here no more saying you want more of God and you ain't willing to get in your Bible anymore. I'm talking to the people of God. Church, we missed it.
That is right.
You can have a church full of people, but full of demons at the same time. We need the power of God.
My Lord, that's right. Go ahead.
We need the power of God. I'd rather come to a church that's got 10 or 15 people where the Spirit of God is moving. When the people are sick, God says, lay hands on the sick and they shall recover. I'm trying to get back there to see.
That's right. That's right.
leave y'all alone.
Go ahead, Pastor.
I better leave y'all alone. Now, Saul, let me get back to the text. Amen. Let me get back to the text. Saul now realized he's losing his kingdom. And he himself now is sorrowful because of the decision he made. But watch what he does. After Samuel talks to Saul, Saul says, it was the people that decided to keep back the best of the sheep, the best of the oxen, the best of everything that they had. It was the people that they made that decision. So many times, when the accountability falls on you and you don't want to absorb the accountability, you try to pass it off on somebody else. You want to be king, but you don't want the responsibilities of being king. You want to be the head of your house, but you don't have the responsibility. Y'all not going to help me. You want to be the best, but you're not willing to give the best. Y'all, am I talking to somebody now? I'm talking to somebody online because I need for you to understand. You want more, but you're not willing to do more. You want more, but you don't want to be held accountable for more. Well, guess what? If you want more, you got to do more. That's how it is. If you want less, keep just doing what you're doing. But if you want more, you got to do a little bit something, because that's what we call the challenge of change. Because the challenge of change basically change the way that I think. Because if I can change the way that I think, then I'll change my behaviors. And when my behaviors become changed, it changes my actions. Oh my God, my God, my God. Saul now says, the people. I think it's amazing anytime somebody tries to call you according to the accountability and responsibility you have, it's always somebody else's fault. It's somebody else's fault. Well, if King Saul was here, I would tell King Saul, well, Saul, the people, you said the people made the decision to keep them. But aren't you king? Don't you have final say? Why are you going to allow other people to get you in trouble? Why are you going to allow people to get you in trouble with God?
My Lord.
Hell, high water, you're not getting me in trouble with God. Because if I get in trouble with God, you don't have the power or the authority to save me from.
What you say? Go ahead. What you say?
Based on my own decision. I choose what I'm going to do. I choose who I'm going to follow. I choose who I'm going to listen to. Because your choices are based off what you heard. Do I need to prove by scripture? Your choices are based on what you hear. Then it's up to you to make the decision on how you're going to answer what you've heard. Faith coming by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. My choice shifted because of what I heard. See, I came to church once because of somebody singing praise and worship. It wasn't, I didn't come to church because of how skilled the musicians were. I got saved by the word God speak to me whether I was going to answer his call. Whew. Now, let me fast forward. He said it was the people that made the decision. The same people that pat you on the back. The same people that want you, that think you the most good looking. The most articulate in speech. The ones that boost you up. When they make a decision, they want to do something contrary to the will of God. Guess what? They're going to suffer just like you. You may have won the fight, but you lost the battle. Now, I got one more thing I'm going to tell you in this revelation. And I need for y'all to catch it and catch it quickly. When Saul tells Samuel that the people decided to keep back the best, the reply that Saul gives back to Samuel of why they kept the best is astounding. He says, well, they kept back the best of what King Ahab had so they could sacrifice it to you. Woo! He said the reason that they kept the best of what King Ahab had and the Amalekites is because they wanted to sacrifice it back to God.
If God told me to destroy something, why would God want to receive a sacrifice of the things he told me to destroy?
Come on with it.
They thought in their mind that if they kept that which was good, God was going to bless them if they offered it as a sacrifice. If God told them not to spare anything, it already meant that everything God told them to destroy was already tainted. God is telling us to get rid of some stuff, but we keep holding on to it, and we telling God, this is still good, God. Oh, y'all not gonna help me in here. It's just like this. When you go to your house, and you look on the milk carton, and the expiration date says, that day of expiration was 2 or 3 days ago. You get ready to pour that milk out, because you believe that it's no longer good. But if you keep using something that is already expired, and you get sick, it ain't the grocery store's fault. It's your fault, baby, because
Yes.
That's good. That's a good word.
so they were going to sacrifice something back to God that was already tainted. Well, what does that have to do with me? Well, many of us are trying to sacrifice and give things back to God that is already tainted. God doesn't want your tainted sacrifices. God wants the very best. But he wants the best of what you have and what not somebody else has. Y'all missed it. Because you want to sacrifice what somebody else has done or what somebody else can give instead of you giving something on your own. Y'all don't hear me here. That means God is tired of you offering up somebody else's sacrifices. And God wants your own sacrifice. How dare you try to get into the presence of God based on somebody else's sacrifice? What are you saying, Pastor? Well, guess what? You're not going to make it to heaven, baby, because of what grandmama prayed 15 years ago. You're not going to make it to heaven because your mama was just paying tithes. No, it don't work like that, baby. It ain't based on somebody else's sacrifice, but it's based on your sacrifice to God.
Amen. Amen.
So the question now becomes,
That's right.
where are you pulling and giving God those sacrifices from? Because many of us got to go back because we got it messed up. We got it twisted because what we're trying to sacrifice has already been tainted. And truth of the matter is, God told you to get rid of it years ago. It's past expiration, but you keep using it.
Amen.
And no wonder you can't move ahead. No wonder your house ain't been blessed. Your job hasn't been blessed. Your kids haven't been blessed. Because the things that God told you to destroy, you trying to sacrifice it back to him. God told you, I didn't want the mess to begin with. That's why I told you to destroy it.
I think I'm going to leave this alone. I think I better leave this alone. No, you won the fight, but you lost the battle. Because the real battle really wasn't against the Amalekites. The real battle that took place was the battle of Saul's ego. Not only was it the battle of his ego he had to contend with, but it was the battle of what other people did. That he did not step up and become accountable to. You can be accountable for the people that are in your circle, but the question is, will you do it? Because many of us are scared of what other people think. And I'm going to say this, I'm going to get out of the way. Some of you, you're scared. You're scared of what other people are going to think about you. Some of you scared of what other people are going to say about you. Guess what? I ain't scared of you.
Come on with it.
Go ahead.
I don't care what you say. I don't care what you do, because you don't have the authority nor the power to put me in heaven or hell. I ain't got nothing to worry about, baby. I ain't scared of you.
Go ahead.
So Saul is now in a position now where he's telling Prophet Samuel, the reason that I allowed them to keep it because I was scared of what they were going to do. Well, I dare not lose my battles because of people. We can win fights for days. Because you won some previous fights in your life, you walk around here like Mike Tyson and think you're invincible.
Mm-hmm.
But some of us got some Evander Holyfields to deal with.
Yes.
And the way that you used to fight ain't the same way you can fight anymore.
That's right. That is right.
But the question is, I don't care how many fights that you win. When people go to war, they win small battles over and over and over. They don't win the war on the first day. Sometimes the war, the ultimate battle, takes years. Why? Because you got to build up smaller wins to get larger wins. And so that's the kind of place that even King Saul found himself in. He won a lot of small battles, a lot of small fights. But the ultimate battle that he had to contend with that he lost was here. What are you battling? The truth of the matter is, many of y'all don't win the fights. Some fights you shouldn't have won, but God gave you some grace to win the fight.
Amen to that.
But then God says at the end, the battle, are you winning it now? And if you're not winning it, what do you need to do differently? Check the expectation that God has given you, because every expectation God gives is clear, it's concise, it's direct.
That's right.
And anytime God tells you to do something, it's for a reason, it's an intent. Some of y'all run around here chasing what people are saying to you, and there is no purpose to it. Then you wonder about when I get to the end of doing what they want me to do, I can't see no end in sight. Guess what? Because you sit on a wild goose chase. God never said that. Well, they said the Lord said everybody cries.
Go ahead.
Everybody says the Lord is God. Everybody cries holy, holy ain't saved, baby.
That's right.
Amen.
Amen.
So, see, we're going to talk about this on next month. We're going to talk about the Holy Ghost on next month. Because the Bible says, try the Spirit by the Spirit. Y'all following the Spirit, but it ain't God. Y'all trying to follow the Ghost, and it's Casper, and it ain't the Holy Ghost. You got some work to do, saints.
Amen.
You got work to do.
My Lord.
Amen. You won the fight, but you lost the battle. Amen. Off the strength of the Word of God, is there anyone who needs anything from the Lord on this morning?